Welcome to Seany's Ultimate Adventures. Today we're heading into the historic gold mining town of Walhalla. Once one of Victoria's richest gold towns, this tiny mountain town was booming during the gold rush days. Today we're exploring its history, old buildings, and seeing why Walhalla is still one of Victoria's most unique hidden gems. G'day guys, welcome back. We're here for another episode, Seany's Ultimate Adventures. Today we've travelled to Walhalla, little town about 180 k's out of Melbourne. In 1862, gold was discovered in this town and it went off. When this town was at its peak, it had over 4,000 people living there. These days, you're lucky to have 30 people. Plenty of people come here for holidays, plenty of holiday houses, but about 30 permanent residents. We're in a town called Thomson, which is just out of Walhalla. That's where we'll start our journey today, guys. We're in the town of Thomson and we're just walking to the railway station. One problem with the railway here, it came way too late. Gold was discovered here in 1862 and they didn't get this railway track till about 1910, and by then most of the gold had been mined and cleared up. You can actually catch this train to Walhalla, or from Walhalla you can catch the train back. We're going to have a little look at the station. This is Thomson Station. It's not really much happening in here today. I don't even know if there's a train going. As you can see, the station is shut. So we won't be catching a train today by the looks of it. I know it runs on the weekends, as it is a volunteer run railway. The train runs from here to Walhalla on the weekends. It's a short journey. It's about a 20-minute journey. Once you've done it once, you'll probably never want to do it again. And it travels all the way to Walhalla, going over the Thomson River, which leads into the Thomson Dam. But today, we are going to travel by a car to get there. Trust me, personally, I've been on this train, and if you've got kids and everything, it's pretty cool, but I'm not going on it by myself today, and it's not running anyway, so yeah. So this train's all run by volunteers pretty much, and they've kept it running for tourist purpose throughout the years, which they've done an awesome job. All right, so that's the town of Thomson. Not much there except for a little railway station. We're going to head back to my car and we're going to drive to Walhalla now. It's about 5 to 6 k's out of Walhalla. Wait until you see Walhalla. That town is amazing. Hopefully they got the mine running today. Not sure if they will have, not being a weekend. But yeah, that's a must-see. We'll head to Walhalla now. What it's all about, Walhalla. All right, here we go. Trains operate weekends, Wednesdays, Easter, public holidays, Christmas and school holidays. If you want to come down and have a train ride, I'll say don't come down unless you come down on either a weekend or Wednesday or public holidays. So I'm not going on a train. I'm devastated. I'm actually quite happy. I'm sick of the sight of trains. So working in rail, I don't want to go near a train. So good, we're driving and we're going to be driving to Walhalla. We've just driven into the start of what it looks like to be the town of Walhalla, probably a few k's out still, but we've come across the Walhalla train station. So that's a couple of k's by the looks of it outside the main town. It's all shut today, but we can still go and have a look at the Walhalla station. As I said, the station was built in 1910, so if this station, they were a bit smarter, looks like the government hasn't changed much, still as dumb as dog shit, but if they were a bit smarter in a day, this town might have been even bigger. But anyway, opened in 1910, just at the end pretty much of all the gold mining, when most of the gold had already been found. Okay, we're just coming up to the station and it's shut today. So if you look, they got permission to build this station all the way back in 1887. So it started building in 1900 and it took all the way to pretty much open in 1910, so yeah. And last train left Walhalla station 1944, so I still operated for a while afterwards. All right, they've got a little cafe here, toilets and everything. Miserable weather today in Melbourne. It's about 11 degrees here. It's bloody bit cold. Didn't even bring me jacket. Not much really going on here today. There's a cafe up here. I think that might be open, but we'll go and eat in the town. We might get something at the pub if that's open. Is it? No, nothing open today. Okay, we'll keep walking. We'll walk into the main town. One good thing about today, there's not a lot of people. Bad thing is, nothing's open, so see what's happening in the town. Yeah, we'll keep walking back to the car. We get to the outskirts of town and we'll go for a walk. This town is nestled in the hills. It's like quite unique, and a lot of the places, they've bring them back to their former glory. They're not all the original buildings, but some of them, like, they're restored, turn them into other type of buildings. Some have been moved, but it's a pretty unique town no matter what's happened. There's some original buildings there. There's some sites there you'll see where previous buildings were. The town centre is 1 kilometre out, so yeah, and 1.5 kilometres to the gold mine. And we'll see, hopefully that's open. We'll get a glimpse in the gold mine. The site of Warren's water wheel and Master's family home. So back in the day, used to be a giant, look at the size of it, man. Used to be a giant water wheel here. I don't know what they use that for, but yeah, that's the side of it. And it was roughly around this area somewhere. We'll jump in a car and we'll drive up to where the town centre starts. It's not much to see just around this little area. Oh, wait a minute. We have got something just up here. We've got the old cemetery. We'll go to the old cemetery. As you can see, it's just up there. All right, we'll come to the Walhalla Cemetery. So it's roughly about a 250 metre walk. It's called the Cemetery Track. Just out of the town centre. Such a beautiful place. Walhalla sounds like something from the Viking days. They didn't have electricity in this town to 1998. Fuck me. Why everywhere I go there's steep hills? So it's a 10-minute walk up and a 10-minute walk back. It's not too bad, but it's not too good either. Look at that. Gotta walk up this hill. All right. Gotta do it. What a peaceful town, man. Last time I come here, we didn't even go up this hill. I'm here by myself, so I'm doing it. Back in the day, how did they get the bodies up here, man? Average man, probably back in them days, 70, 80 kilos. How the hell did they get the bodies up here? Tell you what, it's a beautiful view, this cemetery. "20-minute return." I did it in 5 minutes. It's probably a 10-minute return. It's not as bad as they say. Ooh, got some old graves here, man. Person buried in 2024. This would have to be one of the most beautiful cemeteries I've ever been to. Have a look behind me, man. Look at that. It's absolutely mad. And it's also one of the most eerie cemeteries I've been to. All this, look at that. That's just like an awesome setup, and it's like on a hill. We'll go up more up this hill, check out more up this end. Cool little trucks. All the graves down there. William Parker died 1894, 65 years old. So this dude would have seen it all, man. He would have seen all the gold, everything through this area. Rest in peace, William. This person was age 69, 1917. They would have been born in the gold rush days, man. Rest in peace, guys and girls. Sorry, ghosts, guys and girls. Whoa, got a bit dizzy then. 41, too young, man. 1907. Stay on the tracks. Don't want to walk on someone's grave. So they would have been 20 when the gold rush started. These people. Kate Rogers, died in 1901, age 61, born in 1940. So she would have been 21 when all the gold was discovered in this area. George Dickman died in 1896. Oh, I can't see his age. But another one that would have been probably around in the gold rush. All right. We're going to come to this town. We've got to check out where all the original people dwell these days. All the past people. So we're at Walhalla Cemetery. Beautiful spot. Come up here. Make sure you come to Walhalla Cemetery. Otherwise, you know, you're just wasting your time, and just pay some respect to the people that were here long before us. All right, we're going back to the car. We're going to drive to the outskirts of the town centre, and we'll go for a walk into the town. Beautiful place. Donations. Do you take FPOS? 1,300 burials here. Holy shit. There's 1,300 burials, I'd say, up there, in all those ferns, and over there, there's ferns everywhere. They must be buried everywhere around here. Rest in peace, guys. Okay, it's a 5-minute walk straight up, 10-minute return. It says 20. That's probably for the maximum time. Steep hill, but it's very short. It didn't even build up a sweat, man. All right, we'll go back down to the town centre. I picked the right day to come, didn't I? Everything's pretty much shut Monday and Tuesday. And what day do I come? Tuesday. They've got a place here where you can have counter lunches. I thought, beautiful. And it's shut. Yeah, Wednesday would be perfect, or Saturday or Sunday, or public holidays. But this lodge is open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The days it shuts when I'm here. But anyway, not to worry. I'll just have to starve. You drive through the town, there's plenty of cottages where people live and come on holidays. I've read there's only about 30 to 40 people that lived in this town permanently. Whether that's gone up, I'm not sure. But we're just driving into Walhalla now. Hopefully something's open in Walhalla. But beautiful place to come, no matter if nothing's open. We're just driving up now. And up the top there, you can see up there, that's where one of the mines start. Okay, we've started our trek into town centre. Got a park, we'll just go to a couple of places along here. First of all, we're going to go past the Mechanics Institute and Free Library. Here we go, that's the old Mechanics Institute and Library. A lot of the buildings have been restored There's a place where people can get educated, the Mechanics Institute. This is the site of the former old bank, Bank of Victoria. That might have been the old vault. And there's a cafe here. Can we go in there for lunch? Not sure. Is it open? Oh, they're open. Miracle. Something's open on a Tuesday. All right, we'll go out there and get something to eat soon. The Walhalla Post and Telegraph Office. That's pretty mad. I want to send a parcel, you'd come here obviously, or a telegraph. Back in the day, no internet. No way of getting anything sent, so they obviously had to get it back to Melbourne somehow and send it here, and they'd take it however they took it, horse and cart I guess. It does say up there that the mine is open, the gold mine's open today. That's mad. Last time I come here, I got here too late and it was shut, so get a chance to have a look at it. All right, we'll head up the street, see what else we can find. And you got Walhalla ghost tours. That'd be mad. At night, have to come back here. The Walhalla Chronicle. I think this building is actually redone. It used to be something else. Yeah, this is a replica of the store, the Walhalla Chronicle. It's not the real building, but it's pretty mad. This was the original site, the office of the Walhalla Chronicle. That was just a replica back there. So it was a newspaper. Just going up this hill, see what's up here. People's cottages. A lot of bed and breakfasts up here. All right, we'll go down to the main town centre. Give you a bit of a view of it. Walhalla Old Fellows Hall. Over there, that little brown building. There's Walhalla Star Hotel next to it. They're building something new over there by the looks of it. All right, let's walk down. The Walhalla Fire Station. Let's go and check that out. If you're a firebug, watch out. They've got a fire station here. Look at the size of it. Hopefully they've got, maybe the pub's open. If not, we're going back to that cafe. We're going to get a feed. We've got to go for a walk and see where this tunnel tour starts. 1:30, we've got to find out where it is. I don't want to miss out on that. That'll be cool. This is the Walhalla Fire Station. Look at that, it's mad. Look at the old hose cart. The old fire cart. Steam fire fighting pump. Look at them, man. How proud are they? All standing there. Look at them. All got mega killer mows. They had mad mows back in them days. The history of a fire in Walhalla. Well, you're in the middle of the bush, man. These guys would have their work cut out for them. Got to take your hat off for these dudes. Didn't have anything like they do these days. All right. Keep walking into the main town. So this is from 1901. The Walhalla Volunteer Fire Brigade was formed in 1871. It was registered in 1889, and this was built in 1901. So they fought fires without even a station, man. See what this is the side of. Oh, this is the Grand Junction Hotel, the original side of it. It was originally the Junction Hotel, then renamed the Grand Junction Hotel in 1872. This is all that's left of this. Just this little, looks like a stone fireplace. That's all that's left of the Grand Junction Hotel. All right, walking deeper into the town. That's the old hall I was pointing out before. the Walhalla Old Fellows Hall. Some sort of, what do they call it, gazebo up there. Looks like they're fixing it up now. This is the Walhalla Star Hotel. Is that an original hotel? I don't know. I wonder if they serve meals. There's 2 dogs. Hello, doggies. In that doorway looking at me. Make sure you come on a Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, even Thursday, Friday. At least you get a counter meal. But you want to come to the tunnel, it's open every day. 1:30, guys, 1:30. If you come any later or any earlier, you'll miss it. All right, we'll go to the corner store and get a drink. Okay, we've just walked into the old museum. I'll show you a bit around here. This is at the corner store. An old miner's drink can. An old ink bottle. All the fine folk playing tennis. This is what the old town looked like. A typical Walhalla home back in the day. This is an old picture of the Walhalla Chronicle, the old newspaper. It's mad. An old cannon. Pictures of what the town once looked like. I don't know what year that was. Talking about the old fire and flood they had here. That's how they carted shit up hills back in the day. It's mad, isn't it? Horse and cart, man. Look at that picture. That's mad. Shows you all the horses, man, just getting up these hills. Some old musical instruments. $1900, they're saying the mine had passed its peak. Then the railway arrived in 1910, just a little bit late. In 1940, end of large-scale mining. The town pretty much collapsed in 1915. So yeah, another thing that government stuffed up, as I said. Should have got the railway a little bit earlier. Okay, we'll go and get something to eat before this mine tour starts. Alright, just went to the Trembuff Brothers General Store, which looks like the only general store pretty much open this way. It's got a little museum in there and the lady let me through, as you can see in the footage. Pretty cool, and she was a lovely lady. And she told me, watch out for leeches. Keep an eye on your feet, especially this time of year, there's leeches. A guy got a leech in his eye this morning, so yeah, got to keep an eye out for that. Something I didn't expect, but anyway, we're out in the middle of the bush, so anything's possible. So if you come here in winter, keep an eye out for leeches, especially when it's been damp around this area. And they serve drinks there, not much food, but there's a cafe up here. We'll finish my drink and we'll go and check out this cafe, as it's the only place to eat. And I've got plenty of time to kill. I think I've got about an hour and a half before the mine opens, so yeah. And there's parking up at the mine. You can park right in front of it. I think being a bit quiet today, I should be all right to get up there and get a park. During the weekends, this is flat out, man. I've been here and it's totally flat out. So far, yeah, enjoying this place. It's quite nice. I wouldn't call it a ghost town. There's 30 people that live here with the cottages and that, temporary residents and everything. There's probably a lot more than 30. I reckon it's more than 30 permanent residents. So yeah, such a cool town they've preserved over these years. It's a must to come and see. Like in Victoria, I'd say it's the most preserved, except for Sovereign Hill, but that's a bit different. But this is the most preserved town I've seen when it comes to gold, like the gold rush. So yeah, come on down. All right, we'll go and get some food in a minute, and then we'll go to the mine. I don't know too much about it, so when we get up there, we'll tell you more about it. All right, we've stopped at the Walhalla Witchery for something to eat. I'm just getting a coffee with a couple of scones, jam and cream. Beautiful day here, look at that. Up there you've got the old mine. See up there, that long tunnel mine. That track goes all the way to it. But we're gonna go a different way. Stuff walking up those stairs. Got my jam and cream scones and my coffee, which is not too bad at all. Quite nice cappuccino. They look homemade, which is mad. Oh, this is going to fill me up. Mad. I reckon I must have come from yesteryear because I love scones. It's such an old recipe, but I love them. All right, we're just going to drive pretty much through the town now. And we're going to drive to the outskirts where all the cottages are. And we're going to go to the mine. But yeah, there's not much to see up there, but easier just to drive to show you guys. People are permanent residents here. And there's people holiday shacks. Bit of everything. So yeah, it's quite a unique town. And on my left is a creek. And there's driveways actually to get to the houses. You got to drive over the creek. There's driveways on them. So I don't know if it ever floods. What do? And this is where the long tunnel extended gold mine is. The tour starts at 1:30. And you can drive right up the hill there. And you can go to it. And there's the old Walhalla school. You can actually rent cottages along there. So you can rent part of the school there, and it's meant to be haunted. That'd be mad to stay at. I want to stay there. But anyway, let's go up to this tunnel. Last time I was going to walk up here, but why walk when you can drive? Walhalla Extended Gold Mine. Here we go. Where do you park? Car park over there. We've got a bit of time to kill, so we'll have a little look around and see what we see around this area. See what we've got here. We're going to go on this tour soon. 1:30. There's Blacksmith shop. That's mad. This is the blacksmith's cottage. Blacksmith shop, as you call it. Obviously, this is where we come. We get our hard hat and everything later on. So we'll come back here when we start our tour. You can actually walk along it's called the Tramway Walk, and it's a path that goes all the way above the town. It's pretty mad. Oh, look at this, old steam engines. There's an old bogey. That's red carded, that one. You know what? It's a lot easier from this way than the other way. And this goes all the way to the other end of the town. If you look down below here, you're walking pretty much above the town of Walhalla. I'll keep my bloody hood on. Alright, I don't want to get a fucking leech in my hair. Fuck. Hearing noises, man. Woman, lucky she told me about the leeches. We'll just walk up until we get to a little bit of it, then we'll turn around. You know what? I'm hearing noises, man. I'm actually getting scared going along here. Keep looking for leeches. Alright, here we go. I'm leech proof. What the fuck is that? Is that someone shooting something? Keep hearing noises. Alright. I'm getting scared. Might have to go back to my car. Imagine walking along here at night. Oh, they're tradesmen. Fucking tradesmen. I'll keep feeling things on me. They say 800 metres, 20 minutes one way. I think that's a bit exaggerated. What's that? A beautiful, look at that. Some sort of parrot, like a king parrot there. I don't know if you can see that. It's in that tree. There. Just on that branch. Beautiful parrot. Now if you can see down there, we're starting to come into the town. Not really anywhere you can see the town up here, just covered by bush. Looks like an old track down there. Yeah, we're not going that way today. We'll keep going along here. Get a view of the town, that'd be mad. This town has everything. It's got nice walks, historic stuff to see, old graveyard, an old tunnel, a train, it's got everything. Up the road, you've got the Thomson Dam you can go and have a look at. We'll go and see that tunnel. Hopefully you can film there, because if you can't film, I might as well not even go. I'll just show you around the outskirts of it. But yeah, we'll check it out. Can't really get a good view of the town from up here. That's what I wanted, a good view of the town. Oh, look at that, like beautiful. I don't know if we can see them. Up there you can see, hopefully you can see that beautiful house up there, man, on the hill. What a view they got, man. But how do you get up there? Oh, here we go. Look at that. Probably the best view we're going to get of the town. Beautiful view. All right, I'll keep going for a little bit. All right, we're pretty much nearly at the end of this. Here we go, here we go. Here's some better views. Old church up there. Church. The old buildings. That's the Mechanics Institute down there. And we're pretty much at the end of it. This was 800 metres, that must be all the way down, but we're just going up here. I'm glad I saw this. Part of the long tunnel mine. Some sort of machinery they once used. Oh, here we go. Here's the views. Here's the views. Here's the views we've been waiting for. Here they are. Oh, this is mad. I had to walk all this way. You couldn't come here and not walk here. Look at that, man. We're going to walk back now and yeah, we'll see if we'll go in. We can't film, we won't bother. They'll let me film. We'll go on a tour. See you soon, guys. All right, we're back at the mine. Go and see if they'll allow me to film in it today, because if not, it's pretty much pointless staying around. We're going to have a look anyway. We'll ask them the question. And if not, come and see it for yourself. Long tunnel extended mine in Walhalla. Heard it's worthwhile doing, so yeah, come and see it. Hopefully we get a glimpse. Okay, we've started our tour, which goes for about 40 minutes into the long extended mine. This mine was first mined around 1865. They got 13 tons of alluvial gold out of this mine. And they actually found the source through a creek that they used to do a lot of gold panning out of. And when that dried up, people went looking for the source and found a big quartz reef in the hills. So they started mining the long extended mine. There's other mines around Walhalla, but we're in one of the most profitable mines that there was. We're now going to be shown how the miners actually mined this mine back in 1865 when they first started.
Just to hold on to that tap. Another man gets to come along with a nice great big hammer, gets to swing, hits that tap, and the other man's job was to turn it. So it was a hit, turn, hit, turn, hit, turn. Ever so slowly they are crushing that rock inside that hole. They need 20 of these holes in an arch-shaped pattern. They need each hole to be at least 90 centimetres into the rock face. They're then able to fill all these holes with good old-fashioned black gunpowder, a bit of a fuse and a wadding. They run that fuse to the front. They explode it, they clear it, come back in, clear it all out, restart that whole process again.
Ooh.
You right?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Watch out.
God, yeah, it is tiny.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're now looking at the quartz reef that runs 4 kilometres along Walhalla. We're now going to look at one of the tools that the miners hated. It was called the Widowmaker. It came after the hammer and tap. I also forgot to say, it's 10 degrees in this tunnel, so if you come, make sure you bring a jacket and warm clothes.
Now about 240 metres in. It took a long tunnel extended gold mine another 4 years to get to here, so for the first 10 years of this mine's operation, it has all been done by that hammer and tap method. So it is very, very slow going and very hard work for anyone that was actually in here for those first 10 years. It wasn't until about 1875 that they get to start using air on pneumatic rock drills like the one you see in the corner. Now, mine managers don't like them, miners don't like them, and these machines also used to be known as a Widowmaker back in the day. So mine managers merely don't like them, they just don't like their mine having downtime. That means their mine's not moving forward, making production. Mine managers want their mine to be moving forward because therefore they're making money. Miners, the men that have to use these machines, they really don't like these machines because they did overheat, they used to seize up, but most of all they used to create so much dust that these men would now get what was known as miner's complaint. Miner's lung, or what we know this day and age is silicosis of the lungs, so not a very pleasant thing to be getting. The other reason they were called a Widowmaker is because a young man starting on one of these machines at 18 was either dead or dying by the age of 28, so it's not a machine you want your family members or anyone else to be going out and using too much of.
We're now entering one of the rooms where one of the main boilers was kept. This mine had about 5 boilers at one time.
Our small machinery chamber, everyone. This room was dug out to hold what is known as a Cornish boiler. What you can see on that picture up there, on that black and white picture, that is the Cornish boiler. Cornish boilers sit at about 2 metres in diameter, 6 metres long. They get filled with water and then a fire gets set inside. That fire then is able to heat all that water. Water then starts creating steam. Steam creates pressure. Pressure is what's running all these air-operated pressurised tools within this mine. So in full production in the 1880s, there is actually 5 boilers within this mine. 1 in this chamber, another 4 in our main chamber. It's also a very unique feature of this mine too. Go to places like Ballarat and Bendigo. Most of their machinery chambers were all on the outsides of their mine. We needed ours on the inside to keep that pressure closer and to keep all those tools operational for the men at lower levels within this mine. So, other thing I can also tell you is each and every one of these boilers was actually brought into this mine in one piece.
We are now entering one of the main rooms which had multiple boilers. This room used to be a lot bigger, so now it's about a third of the size of what it is. Back many years ago, this room actually had a cave-in, so the room's been reduced in size. There's a few scenes set up of actually how the miners would have been in here working. We are seeing now how big the mining system was in Walhalla and how the long tunnel mine, how big it actually was and how deep it went. It was huge. So there you have it. That's the end of this long extended mine and the end of the video. We're now walking out the tunnel and I'll be heading home. Thanks for watching Shawnee's Ultimate Adventures. Please subscribe to this channel and we'll hope to see you again shortly. Take care, guys.